Alright YouTube, coming back at you, another knife video, doing a first impressions unboxing here on a real steel knife, and this one I'm pretty excited about. This is the Griffin, but this is the Titanium 2017 edition, number 352. So limited run of these. The typical Griffin is like just an aluminum handle with the bearings and or the button lock and everything, but this is the Titanium premium version here. I'm going to talk about this a little bit. It's a nice presentation, nice box. You get a little pad of foam there, and you get your guarantee here. It just says warranty free from defects. It doesn't tell you how long. So, and you have certificate of authenticity. So it's kind of cool with these limited run ones. You get these cards. This has M390 steel with Rockwell hardness of 60, 3.5 inch blade, 0.14 inch thickness, satin finish. Here's what's got me here. Handle material TC4 titanium and carbon fiber. So not 64 LAV, I believe. Yeah, that's the higher end titanium. That's kind of interesting, especially for the price of this knife. So it comes in a nice box, has this nice cloth around it, and so great presentation on that for sure. And this is the knife, and it's a beauty. When I saw this, because I've always kind of been intrigued by the Griffin, but it, kind of a little less expensive knife. Didn't, aluminum handle. Wasn't a huge fan. I wasn't a fan. The steel's not bad, but I just tend to carry knives with higher end materials these days. And I was stoked when I heard about this one, but it was only available in Europe for a long time. And they recently, Real Steel just recently started selling their knives on Amazon, and they do prime shipping. And I saw this one, I was like, bam, snagged it. So your cost on this one is $240-ish, $245 I think. So at first I thought titanium with the carbon fiber inlay and the M390 and the needle bearings that they use is really unique on these. Very smooth action. I thought that's actually a pretty good deal. That's about the same price as the Wii I just recently bought, the 704. And then I realized when I opened the package, just scratch right there too, and that's all new, that it's TC4 titanium, and I was like, that's like the lower end. I mean, it's not, again, not bad, but for the price, you think you're going to get a higher grade titanium than that. So I know like ZT on their knives uses the higher grade titanium, and they're around the same price. I mean, look at that new 920 Les George model has that million on the titanium. It's $240. This 808 was less than that. This is even like a special edition, and it uses the higher grade titanium. So I think they're a little off on the pricing, honestly, because it's not, higher grade titanium. If it was, then it would be right where it was. I think it should be more around the 200 or less mark. Kind of like, it's a bigger blade, but like this Kaiser that we just talked about, the Feist, is $168, and it is the high grade titanium and similar steel. I mean, not quite as good a steel, but so I think the pricing on this one is a little skewed in the United States. Maybe it'll drop a little bit on Amazon. So that being said, the fit and finish there. Do you see that burnish right there? That rough spot on the carbon fiber? Is this even a new knife? Yeah, that's not impressive at all. Look at that. Dang it, man. I really wanted to love this one, but that's kind of inexcusable at this price point. There's some marks on the titanium right out of the box. I mean, I literally just opened this. I know it wasn't used before. It was a new purchase from Amazon. Anyway, those two things are kind of a negative. The action's super smooth on it. Like I said, they use these needle bearings, which are used in different industrial type applications, and they're starting to use them on their knives. And supposedly what a lot of guys say that they're actually smoother than your standard ball bearing, which maybe that's the case. They do feel, it feels way smooth, like super smooth out of the box. It's got a little grit to it. You can tell there's a little oil in there. Nice and perfectly centered, however. And you get that nice, beautiful M390 blade steel right there. Opening hole there. It is a button lock, which I really enjoy button locks. Haven't had one for a while. My last one was a Hogue EX01, and I loved that knife. I loved sitting there and doing this. Open it and closing it, open it and closing it. It's just, the Hogue was smoother though. This is, there it goes. Maybe not plunging that lock. So it's the button, plunge type lock. It's a little gritty. It'll probably work in, you know, maybe if I clean it out a little bit too. I don't know why these companies feel the need to over oil the heck out of these knives. Anywho, let's go over, those are kind of my initial impressions. I'm not digging some of the fit and finish on it though, especially that on the carbon fiber. That's a little weird. That's not cool at all, actually. Pocket clip is your standard, nothing special pocket clip. It does have a little bit of a design element that kind of flows with the knife. I'm, like I said, disappointed in the TC4 titanium. You know, if they wouldn't have told me, let's just be honest with ourselves, guys, would we be able to tell the difference? Probably not. But the fact that you know, it's there is it's this is the price point. I think I'm caught up on the I'm caught up on the fact that it's $240 and you don't get high grade titanium. That one kind of throws me for a loop a little bit. I would honestly tell you that just get the aluminum version, 3.5, the 12. See, I think it's 1220. No, it's 14C28 in. So similar to what the Skyline uses, and it's like $50. This is definitely not worth an extra $200 with some of the fit and finish issues on this one. And I mean, the M390 is a nice upgrade. I wish if it had the higher grade titanium, I wouldn't even doubt this pricing at all. The specs on this one, real quick, guys: 3.5-inch blade with a closed length of 4.6 inches and overall length of 8.1. So it's a pretty good sized blade. I have, you know, that much handle hanging off right there. So if you have large hands, this would be a good knife for you. And oddly enough, the Amazon listing of this is off big time on the specs as far as the length and everything of it, because it said it was only 4.3 inches closed, where it's 4.6. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice knife. I like the plunge lock, or the button lock. I like the carbon fiber inlay with the titanium, and I love the blade shape and the bearing. It's very smooth. I like the button lock quite a bit, but you know, worth the extra $200 over the standard one. I don't know if they hadn't, like, again, I keep harping on this, but if had they used the high grade titanium, it would have been, and it wasn't listed as that way on the listing as far as Amazon's concerned. So they didn't really need to. I noticed a few of their listings on there were kind of off. They need to go in and update that and fix that a little bit, because that's a little deceiving. Not intentional, I'm sure. So first impressions are it's a great looking knife, and I love the upgrades and definitely the blade steel, and the action's great. But it's not worth the money, in my opinion. I don't think the value is there, and especially, okay, let me reiterate this. This is made in China, whereas this is made in the U.S. with high-grade titanium, similar blade steel. I've got a few ZTs in 204P M390 that are around the exact same price as two, and you get the higher grade titanium and the warranty in the USA, etc. So, in fact, the action on this ZT is awesome. There's no doubt, that I'm a fan of ZT, guys. Let's do a couple more size comparisons here for you. This is the large Griptilian, the new 20 CV model, and that is roughly the same size as that. And here's a cold steel Talwar, way bigger, but just had it handy. And that CT we brought out earlier is smaller, so it's bigger than the 808, but right around the size as a large grip. So I wish it was actually the size that they said it was on the listing, the 4.3 inches, because that would be more, what I would want it to be. But it's still not huge or anything. It's nice. Overall, good impressions of the design element of the Griffin. I'm probably going to return this though, and because I just got it today, and get the cheaper model, because if it's going to have some fit and finish issues, I don't mind on a $50 knife, but on a $240 knife, that's just bad. What is that? Yeah, it's just like a huge scuff on the carbon fiber there. So, bummer, guys. That's one of those things. You're excited about knives, and you're all, I'm so excited for this one. And I didn't even really hesitate at that price tag, because I thought, M390 titanium carbon fiber, those needle bearings, I'm like, oh, it'll be well worth it. Yeah, it's really not. I would stay away at that price. Hopefully they come down in price and fix their quality control a little bit. on this because it's definitely not there. The value is not there. It's a great looking knife. I love the design. It's different than so much that's out there, and that smooth action, you can middle finger flick that. You know, it's easily one-handed closed. You can slowly open it. So it's too bad. I think the knife is cool. I like the design. Like I said, I'll probably pick up the cheaper one, unless they decide to use, you know, the higher grade titanium. I'm not even sure if that's real carbon fiber either. I'm thinking it's not. It looks too glossy. It's definitely not the nicest carbon fiber. There's another scuff right there. Jeez Louise. Yeah. Well, at least I got on Amazon, and they're good about returns, right? See that scuff right there? This is, I could literally just open it on the box in front of you on camera. So, Real Steel Griffin 2000 Titanium 2017. I'm gonna give it a hold off. Get the cheaper model, or maybe if you do buy it and you're okay with the lower grade titanium, get it for a less price because it's not worth the $240 that they're charging right now. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.